So I had some extra time on my hands, so I was trying to think of some project that would be really useful to have, and I thought a shulker farm would be a great way to get, well, some shulker boxes, because frankly, while I still have a fair amount of them, I'm starting to run low, and given the size of the projects I'm working on, it could be really helpful to be able to gather large quantities of resource and keep them mobile. Compared to having to go back and grab more stuff every once in a while. So I went on YouTube and I found this design by Silent Whisper. I will leave a link in the description, of course, for this really simple shulker farm. And I will say it was really easy to make. In fact, you'll notice I forgot to start recording until I was practically done with the design, the main block work, that is. Because it really is that simple. Basically all you're doing is you're aggroing a couple shulkers with some snow golems, and then you use some specific block choices like the soul sand water and the trapdoors to make them hit themselves over and over again, and when they eventually die, a duplicate is spawned, the drops go in the chest, and the next shulker is ready to be killed. As you can see, it was all going really well until this moment.
It was at this moment that he knew. He
Messed
up.
So I forgot to put down 4 buttons causing the shulker to escape the farm, and pretty much for the next 35-40 minutes, I was frantically running around, trying to make sure everything was spawn proofed and to get the shulker back where it should be. As you can see, I tried rails, breaking blocks to force it to teleport elsewhere, and it was not fun times. I will say though, out of all the annoying things I can do, I would rather take something like this over villagers anytime, because dealing with the shulkers, it's a lot more like a puzzle actually, which is really cool. Whereas villagers are just dumb and annoying, and trying to move them takes forever, but I digress. Eventually I managed to get the shulker back in place, get everything spawn proofed, and set up a basic AFK platform for me to AFK at. And after several hours of AFK, I managed to get about 9 stacks of shulker shells, which is more than enough that I'll need for a long time. But should I need more, I can always just AFK longer, and this farm is actually expandable if I just set up more of them in the area. So yeah. Once again, credits to Silent Whisper for the design, and like I said earlier, I'll leave the link in the description below so you can make this farm in your own worlds. Annoying resource grind. I have a full shulker box of crimson stems, an almost full box of warp stems, and the stuff I showed before. So I guess we should take all this. You know what? I almost died several times on that trip. So I think it would be smart if I grab some glowstone. I'm gonna grab 7, and some crying obsidian, and I make a respawn anchor, which I can use at the Nether, or at the Nether, in the Nether, as a, oops, I died, let me come right back. So basically, this design, the basic plan is we're going to have this central room here, which I'm not quite sure on the design for that yet, but the plan is, if I can find it, let's see, we have the wood, blackstone, then this must be the ice, there we go. So the plan, I think, for now, is to get all this ice, and get all of this laid out. So from here all the way to the end, which is going to take a while given that this is almost 2000. I almost certainly don't have enough ice, but I mean, we'll see how far this gets me, and we'll try and build up to that point, because I'm almost certain I'm gonna have to go grab more resources, because frankly this is just an expensive build, but that's what has to be done. We should jump into a time lapse. Alright, let's go. So I was just thinking, if I'm going to all this effort to build this pretty massive tunnel to the Wither Skull farm, I'd probably want to make it the best I can. Alright, so to optimize this thing, what we gotta do is add more trident killers and little pods like that and hook them all up to the storage system, and that's pretty much all we need to do to make this thing like twice as effective. To locate all these spawn platforms, we just put these glass panes like this, and this will lock any spawn into place. Doesn't matter if we have a couple less on the end, and then pretty much we just pop in here, chill for like a couple for a little bit. There we go, we got some wither skeletons right over here, and another set right over there. Excellent. And rinse repeat. We currently have one additional spot identified. Pretty much once I identify all the spots on that side and then the other side, then we'll actually start building stuff. So, here's the basic gist of how this works. You locate a certain block. It's direction based. I believe it's like northwest you're aiming for. You go boom, doop, doop. We come on here. We go 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2. And then we go. All of these blocks can go. They are completely unnecessary at this point. We put these here. And then we pretty much just surround the whole thing in glass. 1, 2, 3. Okay. We also can put some here, although it's not strictly necessary, so I won't be doing that. We just go 1, 2, 3 on this side. Have to break a pane or some pressure plates, but yeah. So like I said, we just surround this whole thing in glass, and then we can. That's really all that's necessary for like the pure functionality of it. However, adding a little spice to the design, that sounded a lot better in my head. But adding to the visual parts of it, I'm just gonna add a quick frame to it, make it look a little better. And this is definitely not like gonna be top in any chart, and I built it one off. But yeah, this definitely won't be topping any charts for prettiest build of all time, but it's not supposed to. This is a farm. Just building it like this so it's not completely garbage to look at. Otherwise that would seriously hurt. But so we finish this, we go do. Pretty much we can either slab the top, or this time I'm going to use pressure plates, but pretty much we spawn proof the top. Optimizations have been made, and as you can see, where it once stood one box, 5 now stand. And it's not exactly the cleanest thing, but it serves its purpose, and I mean, we have now 5 more spawning spots, all dropping things in, which means, well, technically it's more than 5, it's technically 8 more spawning spots, which really increases the efficiency rate of this farm. In fact, it quintuples it, because we have 5 more spawning pods and 5 more death chambers, all which filter their resources into here. And I haven't been here very long while I was building it, and already 8 skulls. So I could totally just leave my guy here overnight, and I'd come back to probably several stacks of wither skeleton skulls. We managed to make quite a start on our nether tunnel that's connecting our wither skull farm, getting nearly 500 blocks of it placed, and I still have a long ways to go, but this is an excellent start. So we'll continue building this and doing more in the next episode. But there's one last cliffhanger I'm going to leave you on, which I'm sure you know if you've been following Minecraft recently. Yep, it's 1.19. Let's ride. I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.